Bam. And welcome back to the third episode of Man Sharpens Man. As promised, I have Dave here finally. Go ahead, Dave. Prove I'm not a liar.
Hello, world.
And you see, I lived up to my promise. My first promise and my first delivery. You see that's just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. Stick around, and I will keep living up to my promises. This is my good friend Dave. He's into stand-up comedy. He's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to start this thing. So he was good inspiration, and now he's my partner. And I'll let him... Go ahead, Dave. Tell him about yourself a little bit.
Traverse City-based stand-up comic. I run, it's called Rotten Cherries Comedy Open Mic. It's the only open mic north of Grand Rapids. For those who aren't Michigan-based, Traverse City, where we live, is northern Michigan. Grand Rapids is about 2.5 hours, about 2 hours south. So you have to go like 2 hours to get to the closest comedy open mic, and show's like 3 years old. It's nifty.
And this place is a desert for comedy or any kind of entertainment, live or otherwise. We get movies late. We get music late. Our radio stations all fucking blow.
Our Walmarts are out of date.
Yeah, our Walmarts have your guys' old shit that you didn't want to buy if you're listening to us from any kind of city.
We get your hand-me-downs.
We get all your bullshit, and it sucks, but you already knew because you didn't buy it. That's why it sucks. It already sucked once, and yes, it still sucks, but it's all we got, so thanks. And that's where we're at. But Dave is my friend, and we are here, like I said, doing this thing. And like he said, he started this whole thing. He's a comedy guy. I'm not a comedy guy, and that's why I went and got him. And I don't want to put too much stress on you, Dave. I feel like I'm talking you up with Dave. Like, that's a lot of stress, isn't it?
That's a lot of stuff to live up to.
Yeah, I don't want to put that much on him. Dave is moderately funny.
I fail a lot.
Dave fails a lot. Dave's failure will be part of what we love about you, Dave. That's what we're gonna love about you. We're gonna embrace it, and you're gonna get sharper, Dave. It's man sharpens man.
I love that you fail so much.
If you study history, failure is what it's about, Dave. If you ever watch like MythBusters and shit, they always talk about how important failure is.
You gotta suck.
You gotta suck at something for a long. You have to suffer for your craft. I mean, what do you make in the comedy business right now? What do they pay you? Tens of dollars generally? Drinks or tens of dollars?
Tens of dollars and beers.
Tens of dollars and beers.
I am beer rich.
Beer rich.
I am rich enough to get a buzz.
He generally gets a buzz occasionally when performing in the local stand-up gig. Like I said, I don't have any history in the stand-up, but I would like to. One day, Dave is going to take me along. I'm going to protege a little bit. Man sharpens man. Dave's going to sharpen me up. He's going to take me under his little wing, and we're going to do some comedy together here and there. And he's going to take me and show me the stand-up scene, and I'm going to do a little bit of that shit. Like all I got is the prison as my history. I joked around in there, Dave, like I told you before. I just fucking did it to save the booty hole. You do it for tens of dollars. Mine is just not to get raped. So my currency is a little different than yours, but still valuable nonetheless.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh my goodness, Dave is showing me rows and rows of marijuana growing in California.
Like a droid, or a
yeah,
drone.
It's a drone. They will be calling them droids soon. They're getting smarter, but right now it's a drone.
That's in Colorado.
And it is flying over miles of, like, I don't even know how many plants this could be. My math isn't that great. Holy shit, it's still flying. Like, I'm pausing, I want to keep you entertained. But man, the drone is still flying over weed. That's what's going on in California. What's going on in Michigan? Oh, Colorado. Colorado is a lot more progressive. Even in California, they're arresting people still right now. They're still arresting people in Colorado too, occasionally. But California, here in Michigan, it's not cool, Dave.
Yeah, they're popping people. Like, the cops, they're posing on, like, Craigslist and Instagram, and they'll, like, post a picture of, like, a nearly completed grow, and they'll be like, oh, taking orders soon. And so, like, average Joes, who just want to buy I wouldn't say average Joe, but maybe you want to buy, like a quarter pound, and you just
something to last you for the day.
Yeah, something to last you for you
At least
have a big
few
weekend
weeks,
planned, and you need a quarter pound.
Something.
And they bust you because you're not buying from the state.
That is insane. That's some Monsanto shit, Dave. That's because
Yeah.
they're trying to squeeze themselves in there.
I mean,
Maybe not Monsanto, but the state is trying to squeeze it
yeah,
out.
they're trying to make every penny you can. I mean, no one cares who you get your tomatoes from.
Nope. They said the arrests have gone up 15% in Michigan since they've legalized
Since
it
2008.
medically. Yep, 15% arrest
2009.
increase.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked up when you think about it.
And
It's kind of fucked
especially
up.
right now, they're just arresting everyone because they know it's going to become legal sometime soon.
It was like bait.
Yep. They're just trying to get every last piece of the pie they can get.
Well, I would love to give them a piece of the pie. I would love to pay tax on all the weed I buy. I would have no fucking problem with it. Like, I would definitely. You could charge me tax. I pay tax on everything else. I would love to pay a little tax on this shit. They could put it towards whatever they want. Schools, anything. Put it towards fixing the roads, fighting Al Qaeda or ISIS. Al Roker. Put it towards
Al
feeding Al
Roker.
Roker. You know, he still eats a lot. Al Roker, that weather guy.
Most humans do.
I know, but he was fat and he got skinny.
Yeah.
But he can still eat good. Like, now he eats good because he exercises and shit. Al Roker just got smarter is all that
My
happened.
uncle died from a lap band surgery.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say lap dance for a minute and change the
Yep.
topic. Like, oh, we're going to
Yep.
switch to lap dance topic.
My uncle hung out in the strip clubs and
It ruptured
there
his
was a
lap
surgeon
band. There was a
there.
fat stripper.
a stripper
Stripped
surgeon.
her. Yeah. Yeah, she's just working her way through med school, but she can do a little on the side. Do a little. But he had a lap band surgery he died from?
Yeah, just because he
Sucky.
wasn't, unlike Al Roker, he wasn't
This was the
exercising.
This was the molesting uncle, so we're still like on a funny note. This is still happy, right?
He took me to see Toy Story. when I
No, he
a
was the
young-
cool uncle. This is kind of
I
sad.
I had like 7 uncles. So
Okay, this
really,
wasn't too much
they're
of a.
all kind of shitty in their own
Are you sure that
ways.
were they dwarfs?
No, they were all. I remember looking up to them. So.
Of course, I gotta fuck with Dave. This is Man Sharpens Man. I want people to think we and Dave fuck with each other like that. Look, I just introduced him. I'm teasing him. I'm sorry, Dave. Dave, I brought you on my show and I started blazing you right away. I'm sorry.
You know what's interesting though?
That's because
with,
I
like,
love you, though, bro. That's what I feel like. I feel like blazing is a sharpening tool,
It's essential.
especially in your craft. Like, I
Yes.
call it your craft because, like I said, I've not done this yet. This is you're helping me bust my comedy cherry. Like, I've been easing it in. This is the third episode. I haven't done nothing besides this, Dave. Nothing. I've never been in. I was once in a talent show. Let me take that back. Full disclaimer, I was once in a talent show. I was the Purple People Eater once. When I was
boy.
like, I don't know, like 11, 12 or something like that. Pretty little kid.
The
One-eyed,
one-armed,
one-horned.
flying purple people
Yep.
eater.
And he sure looked strange. My weird Asian neighbor made my costume for me because she was cool and she had lots of money and time on her
Was
hands.
your one eye squinted?
It was. I was a one-eyed, squinting Asian purple. I think like maybe the Godzilla principle of it was what appealed to her most. I couldn't believe maybe just the fact that I was poor, and she felt sorry for me and my 3 sisters and our starving ways. No, we weren't that poor. We were just like tap the cereal and run the roaches out of the box poor. And still, you got to still eat it, but you scare the roaches out at
Yeah.
least. Some families are so poor
Yeah,
you try to
defend your
capture the
territory.
roaches and make them part of the meal. My family wasn't to capture the roach. We were to scare the roach away. So we had our standards, Dave, is all I'm saying. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying. Well, yeah, I'm trying to say that I don't have any history. I got sidetracked. I have no comedy history, and that's why I brought you on, is because you were going to sharpen me on this. This is what it's going to do. You're going to take me out on stage one of these days. One day, we're going to record it. It's going to be on Man Sharpens Man. Dave is going to take me out on stage for my first
Comedy
ever
festival.
stand-up. We're going to record how badly I choke. We're going to try to make it a video issue so you can see the beads of sweat on my face. We'll go HD because I know I'm going to fail.
High def.
I'm pretty sure I'd fail on stage.
Everyone
I
has
have a lot
to
of
fail.
respect for you, Dave, the fact you're willing, like, all jokes aside. I mean, you're willing to get up there and bare your soul in a lot of ways. These jokes are about your uncle that didn't molest you, but sometimes you say he did as a way to be funny. And you get up there and you bare your fucking soul, man. It's it's not just comedy, it's like healing. Isn't it to you? Don't you feel like comedy has helped you heal through your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, your fucked up stuff you talk about, and somehow you feel more. You can manage that better.
Exactly. I've been ashamed to be in prison forever. I fucking always would hide it. Makes my conversations pretty fucking shallow. But when I can incorporate that and talk about it and not be scared of it, it's way better. That's why we have good kick-its, Dave, is because I first met you. I knew you were a degenerate like me, so I wasn't scared to tell you I'd been in prison. No, Dave's not. Dave is not a degenerate, for the record. He is looking for work for the. I don't want to fuck up any job prospects for Dave. No, Dave is thinking about touring, but don't worry, people. If Dave does tour, we will continue Man Sharpens Man. There is high technology these days, and we will be able to Skype each other.
High technology.
It's the high technology days. It's the fucking raping and robbing on the internet days still. Still Bitcoins out there. It's the Wild West days on the internet.
Did you hear about that guy who he was flying and the TSA agent wanted to check his bag for Bitcoins?
God damn. Well, thank goodness our country's being protected by such geniuses.
Oh yeah, thank God for the TSA.
Thank God for the TSA. And you're thinking about traveling. You're crazier than a shithouse rat. Oh, I just stole Dave's coffee, man. Oops. It was delicious, though. I had 2 sips of it. He takes it just like I take mine. Just like I take my president. Strong and black. That's why the confusion. But we do have different cups. Oh, pay attention to that from now on, Dave. I'm sorry about that. I don't have the herps or nothing. I'm all clean.
Don't we all have the herpes?
I think that's what they say, is you do have some kind of...
Everyone's had a cold sore.
Yep, you do have the residual gene or something in you.
Residual?
Yeah, residualness of something. Some kind of crap like that. They say cats have, like, a lot of herpes. I heard that. I'm a cat wrangler once in a while. I've learned that cats have herpes. I'm a crazy cat man. And I don't know if you knew that, but all cats, like, have herpes. And if they get stressed out, it comes out. That's a pretty gross side topic.
Buttholes.
Yeah, but animals are fucking interesting. Like we were talking, I was telling Dave earlier about bird penises. Fascinating topic. Wasn't that fascinating, Dave?
Bird dick.
He was eating it up. He was eating bird dick up.
You said for the larger the flock, the school, what's a group of birds called?
The bigger the flock, the bigger the flock, the bigger the dick on the duck.
Or the more bird dicks, the more birds, the more bird dicks.
Yeah, basically the equation is...
The more dick ratio.
Yep, you get inches of dick per birds. And what it works out to be is if there's more birds, the duck has a bigger penis. But most birds, 3% of birds, only have penises. The other 97% of birds, no dick. They all have pussies, and they just bump uglies as a way to reproduce. They just kind of do the scissor, the bird scissor, and it's over with. But the ducks, they have the penis. They are lucky. And they not only have the penis, they have a big penis. It's like 3 foot long. Yeah, retractable penis.
A regenerative.
And it shoots out like a bolt. I didn't tell you that earlier. I forgot to tell you that. It shoots out like a missile. Like it pops off like pooh! Like I can't even like a silly string or something. Like it's out of the fucking chute. So, but they lose it after they're done screwing. They get the bang, and then it's gone. That's it. One shot.
But they get it back, you said.
Yep, next year. The penis comes back the very next year. Like the cat came back. The cock came back the very next day. No, it takes more than a day. Clean that bowl up for us. Thank you. So you can repack it. But yeah, the cock came back the very next season is what happens. Let me explain this, Dave. I'm going to take over for a second. You get that fixed for us. What happens is the friggin' ducks, they like respond to the number of ducks in the herd. And if there's a lot of ducks, then they grow a big Johnson for some reason because it has a more likelihood of...
There's a lot of service in.
Yeah, they try to get past. It's like a cock game. They're trying to have the biggest wiener. I was telling Dave, if I was a duck, what I would do is I would be part of a big flock to start with while I was in dick growth. And then once I was done growing, I would go find like a little 4-duck flock of just chicks and impress them with my giant duck schlong. Like, I really feel like that's a great duck idea.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you were a duck and you could think...
Yeah.
And, like, make plans to sabotage...
I'd have a duck dick dynasty is what it would be. I would be balling out with a giant duck dick.
Fuck up the whole duck population.
Hell yeah, I'd be blowing out duck pussies.
That whole flock just dies.
I wouldn't even be worried about reproduction. It'd just be about just...
Ducks going on the endangered species list because you're honey dicking.
Exactly.
A group of ducks.
I just want to have the giantest duck penis. These are not from feelings, just for the ladies in the audience, this is not some kind of feelings of inadequacy. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Just a joke.
It's just a joke. I'm fine. I'm hung like a regular 5-foot tall person. Don't worry about it.
Hung like a regular depressing human being.
I love looking down when I pee. is my favorite thing. I love the trough urinal. Women, the women are lucky, Dave. Like, I've been in both bathrooms because I'm a pervert. Nope, because I had to clean them. In prison, I was out on work crew cleaning girls'
You gotta
bathrooms.
do what you gotta do.
And when I went in the girls' bathroom, I'm not even gonna fucking lie, disgusting. The women's bathroom, you women know that the other women, not the women that are listening, but the women that you know about women, those women are nasty and they fuck y'all's bathroom up. Like, I was in there cleaning that thing.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I've had to clean bathrooms. Like,
And you've seen the woman's joint. What's it compared to the men's?
it's just gross. Just gross.
Man Sharpens Man bathroom commentary.
Yeah.
It is gross though. Those fucking girls' bathrooms are so nasty. They're so sick. And the guys' bathrooms are all right, but we hit the toilet pretty much. But they put shitty stuff for us, like troughs. Have you seen the piss trough before?
Yeah,
Do you like
there's
that?
places here in town that have them.
Oh my god! It's like a dick show and tell.
Sledders.
There's no separation of penis and state.
Yeah.
They're right together.
Like, go into like old stadiums and stuff. You know, they have them there too.
Yep, I see.
Throw ice in there. Just throw ice, or like they'll just have like a hole in the floor.
Oh, that's really great. I've heard in Asia they have like a poop hole. I was listening to Ari Shafir. I don't know him. I was just listening to his podcast. But if you want to holler at me, Ari, holler at me and Dave need some fucking work. We're starving up here. There's no comedy up here. But I was listening to his podcast, Dave, and he said he's got the ugliest. Have you ever seen his asshole?
Have I ever seen
Ari Shafir's asshole?
No. But
All right, well, we kick it. You need to holler at the internet right now on your little machine and look up Ari Shafir's asshole because it's public notice. You'll be able to find it with no problem. He's made it. Like, he's like what we were just talking about, taking your weakness and making it a strength. He did that.
Me seeing Ari Shafir's. Okay.
You're going to like, it's pretty much a Krispy Kreme donut, a Jewish Krispy Kreme donut, pink donut or something. Like, you're going to be grossed out. But it's worth it to see it because he took that weakness and he made it a strength and he showed his butthole. But he was talking about how he had to take a shit in Asia and they just have like this little crap hole, man. And he had to poop in the crap hole, Dave. Can you imagine just squatting over a hole in the floor? Like,
Yeah.
you got a bum leg, man. Can you imagine with your bum leg squat? They don't have like a handicap.
That's why we live in America.
Yeah, it is why we live in America. But I don't like the fact that we can't buy panties in a vending machine. You know what I just seen on TV too? They got fucking kids beer over there.
Kid beer.
Kid
They
beer.
have fucking kid beer here. Fucking, what is it, like a hard root beer?
Oh yeah, you showed me that
Best
shit
Damn
last
cherry
night.
cola.
You know they're trying to recruit some children with that, but over there they
Hard
have
ginger
actual
ale.
like non-alcoholic, but it tastes like beer, and it's marketed towards kids, and it's a big deal, and like kids drink the shit out of it, I guess.
Where? In Japan?
In Japan, the Japanese
I
love the
bet, yeah.
beer, and I didn't know Japanese like beer. I thought they liked that sake. I don't know what they like.
No, there's totally Japanese beers that you can get like here in the state. Like it starts with like a X. It's like Zingu or I don't know. I'm not thinking of Zima, but I don't know. I've seen it around. I can't afford it. Never had it.
Did you see the pole vaulter? I think he was not Japanese. He was an Asian pole vaulter. Do you know who I'm talking about? His dong?
And his dong flopped through his shorts.
Yeah. That is fucking hilarious. Like,
Knocked
I'm
his pole over.
Yep.
His pole knocked the pole over.
Yep, I'm not being racist. I just don't know what kind of Asian he is. I'm going to be racist later. I'm going to save my racist. I get a racist. Like, right now I'm not racist, but I don't know what kind of Asian he was. He was Japanese or Chinese or some kind of Asian. For my Asian listeners, I love all you guys. I have no problem with y'all. But what I'm saying is, he didn't set the record because he wouldn't wear a fucking cup. Did you know that, Dave? It was because he refused to wear a cup. There's like a big spiel about it. Like, he just won't wear a cup.
Just won't wear a cup.
Yeah. And he's hung for a fucking Asian. Like, that's the racist part, as I'm going to say. He's hung for an Asian guy.
It's kid beer.
Kid? Oh, it's some kid beer. Look at that little baby is digging that beer.
Yeah.
We're going to have video one of these days, people, so that you can see little kids digging on beer. But this little kid is literally digging on this fucking beer. She loves it.
Like, the bottle of beer is like
As big
a third of her body length.
And she's loving it. But the little boy sipping the head off,
Sipping
that's
the foam,
classic.
yeah.
He's enjoying it.
And that little guy, like he's posted up in some Tijuana bar.
It's not a good beer unless
if
you can float a
see over the
pacifier.
bar, you can drink.
If you can't float a pacifier on the head, it's not a good stout ale, is what
Remember
they say
that
in the
Chris
preschool.
Rock movie when I think it was called Head of State or something, but he ran for president and they were advertising that Child
What's it called
beer.
now? And he's Barack Obama. No, I think I do know what movie you're talking about. They were advertising child beer in that, weren't they?
Yeah, CB4.
Sometimes. Oh, yup, it was CB Cell Block. Yup.
No, that was when
That
he
was
went
Cell
to
Block
pri-
4 was with
he
prison.
went to
That was a
prison.
different movie. That was
But
a
there
complete.
was one Chris Rock movie where he like went and he became president or ran.
I think writers and directors have the privilege of traveling and money, so they get weird ideas like fucking kid beer, and they know we don't know about it because we're just poor, broke motherfuckers like we are, Dave, that are stuck at home. So they throw it in a movie, and to us, we're like, damn, they had such a weird, novel idea, but actually, they seen that shit in the Orient. Like the motherfucker that brought back spaghetti and probably pretended like, hey, look, I fucking just invented spaghetti. Although he found out from the Chinese people how to make spaghetti. I don't remember what that dude's name was. Writers, listeners, readers, whatever, breeders, mouth breathers, write in and tell me who was that dude, unless Dave knows. Who was that dude that fucking discovered the spaghetti? Anyhow, write in and tell me. No, Galileo I did talk about last week. I'm glad you said his name. And he did not drop an orange when I was solo flying and waiting for you, Dave, when you thought this was a rape ploy. Oh, I do remember that movie. He's showing me the movie. I do remember it. That was a good movie. Only a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, though. Roger Ebert gave it a lot, though, but he doesn't have a very good opinion. But Galileo, when I was flying solo, Dave, right before today, when I was missing you, and you were standing me up because you didn't know what the fuck I was calling you for, you're like, what? What is this guy calling me for? I talked about Galileo, and I said he probably dropped an orange, and he, like, made a map out of it. It was something I heard once. It was bullshit. He didn't drop an orange. It was a lie. But what he did drop was he dropped maybe an orange. They say some people dispute what he dropped, but he dropped two things from the Leaning Tower of Pisa when it was not the Leaning Tower of Pisa, when it was actually built right.
What about a persimmon? Did he drop a persimmon?
I don't even know if they had.
A pomegranate?
That does sound like what they'd had back then with them powdery wigs. I'm going to eat a persimmon, and then I'm going to eat this young lad's ass.
Persimmon.
They were very gay back then, lots of gayness. Samurais were gay. Did you know gay samurais were fucking gay, Dave? Isn't that a disappointment? Did I just, like, that's like finding out Santa Claus wasn't real when I heard that. Like, I was watching a documentary on History Channel or some shit, and it was pretty factual seeming. Like, it didn't seem like bullshit, and out of the blue, they hit me with the fact that, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is, these samurais were gay because they didn't trust women, and they thought that they could only bang a boy because they trusted the young boy, and he was like his apprentice. So they would bang the boy and sleep with him, and they would just like marry for convenience.
Well, I don't know if it destroys any of my hopes or dreams. I'm sure it probably makes a couple young conservative kids' parents freak out, but I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah, it is what they did.
This is a long time ago. I mean, people used to give themselves lobotomies because that's what they knew.
True.
Humanity has grown. Now we know you don't put an ice pick in your brain.
We still have plenty of butt sex,
We
though.
still have plenty of Nambla.
Mambla, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have the Pulse nightclub.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for those mothers in the Pulse nightclub. Can you imagine getting that call and finding out your son was gay that way? No. There was at least one mom that found out her son was gay that way.
Oh,
though. I'm
shit,
just saying.
yeah.
Oh, shit. Where the fuck was he? I don't care he's dead. Where the fuck was he?
I have a cousin.
Pulse, I know that place. They're sucking dick out by the dumpsters at Pulse.
I have a cousin. He used to work at a gay bar in Indianapolis.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, pretty.
Did he work at it as a bartender, or does he work at it as a what?
He was a bartender. I think he was like a bartender, fill or something. I think he was a bartender. I never visited him at work because I'm just not in Indianapolis too often.
Well, I can see.
Cousin.
You got to do what you got. Was he gay?
He is. Yes.
Oh, well, that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. I mean,
it's not a job requirement. I know a straight guy that works at Sidetracks up here. That's our local gay bar. I know not to talk about local stuff. Shame on me, but our local gay bar is called Sidetracks. Sidetracks, give us some goddamn money. We just advertise for you. For your gay asses.
all lives matter.
All lives matter. Gay. I love gays, Dave. You know I do. I love the slip game. I love the joke. So don't get me wrong, gay listeners. I love you guys too. All right. Now let's not get too far off track. What the hell else were we talking about, Dave?
Olympic medals.
Olympic medals. I also wanted. We had one fan. I love you, man. Shout out. We finally have a fan. Love you, Jacob. Listen, we had a write-in. He told us that the medals. I was wondering if the medals were gold because they give out too many fucking medals, Dave. You see how many medals they give out? It's 1 billion medals, and the fact is they're not all gold. They're 93% silver. They're just covered with gold. It's all a fucking dog and pony show,
It's
Dave.
still valuable.
It's still got value, but it's mostly made out of silver, they said. Jacob said, it's mostly 93% silver, he wrote in, and said, and the last time that they were all gold was 1912. Was that when the gold standard was ended, was 1912 possibly? Maybe that's when they ended it. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a good theory, though. I don't know, though. I have no idea. I don't know when the gold standard ended. It might have ended in the 50s or 60s. It might still be in effect. Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know. Man sharpens man. We're going to learn. We're going to learn this stuff. We'll be back with that later. We'll know that by the next episode, too. Oh, have you seen what's happening to Johnny Depp? Did you hear he was a fan, Dave, of Man Sharpens Man? He's our biggest fan already, is Johnny Depp. If you're listening to this, Johnny Depp also likes us.
I mean, you got a lot of shit going in your world, so kudos to you for finding time to listen to our dumbasses.
He doesn't really like us, Dave, but I heard that he tried to cut the tip of his finger off. So I was just like, oh, look, he's trying to sharpen his finger. Man sharpens man. Is that a corny joke? He's trying to sharpen his finger by, like...
I mean, it kind of dulls
He
your
cut
finger.
it. Do you know why he cut it?
Because love is a terrible feeling, drug felt in our brains and our hearts. It's not real.
Exactly. Love is a terrible thing to baste over, people. Don't baste. Love is a terrible thing to waste, too. So if you have a lover, give her a kiss. Or him a kiss. Or give each other two hymns a kiss. Like I said, we love gay people. Female or straight. We love you. Or male. Whatever. We love gay people, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need gay listeners, too. But yeah, he cut his finger off because he was tripping over that chick he's with. I don't know what her name is. You know who she banged, though? Supposedly?
Who?
Billy Bob Thornton.
BBT.
Isn't that crazy?
Hannah Montana's dad.
Is he really Hannah Montana's dad?
Yeah.
He is.
Miley Cyrus, yeah.
No shit, I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Like, that doesn't make anything make sense, but it is interesting. I almost said that makes it all make sense. But he pulls down some young pussy, doesn't he, Dave?
Amber, whatever her name is.
Don't we all want to grow up to be Billy Bob Thornton in a way? To be Bad Santa?
Not really.
Not really. He is a little reckless, isn't he? But he pulls down some fine pussy.
Angelina Jolie.
Dave is beating away that groupie pussy in the local comedy circuit, aren't you, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you tell me they were called? He told me what they were called earlier, people.
Sluts.
Chuckle sluts. I wanted to bring that up today. I see we're creeping up on our time, Dave. We're not going to talk much longer, but I wanted to bring that up. Dave told me earlier that a comedian groupie, you probably already know this, but they're called chuckle sluts. What the fuck? That is some hilarious shit.
I've never seen any proof of their existence, but I hear they're out there.
Oh, they're Sasquatches.
Yeah, they're like the Sasquatch.
They look and act like Sasquatches because they're elusive.
Only white dudes in the woods talk about seeing them.
Yeah, they're very elusive. They're chuckle sluts, and they call them that because they eat nothing but the Chuckles candy, I imagine. No, it's because they like to laugh. It gets them off. But this is Man Sharpens Man, and as promised, I brought my friend Dave. So now it's Man Sharpens Man with Dave and State Rays, just like I said. And I'm glad you're with me, Dave. This is great. Tell them what we had today, Dave. What did we go have at lunch?
Oh, what did we have? We had the JNS Hamburg, downtown Tragic City.
Hell yeah, and I had the super good chili dog. But no, tell them what we ate. Tell them why we were there.
So we had a production meeting.
Hell yeah, doesn't that sound official as a motherfucker? Like, we kind of just named it that. But it was really that. When you get down into nuts and bolts, Dave, that's really what that was.
It was a production
because we met with a sound-minded motherfucker that knows his shit.
A audio engineer.
Exactly, and he's going to fucking hook us up. So Man Sharpens Man is going to become a new entity that's way fucking betterer. Like, betterer. We're going to have better fucking grammar. We're going to have more facts. We're going to have more fun shit. The show is going to expand. We're going to do a longer episode. Everything's going to get better. We got a dude now.
We got to do it.
We got to do it, and we got a dude. We got a team we're putting together. This is the Man Sharpens Man team with Dave and State Raised, and our audio guy would be ashamed to have his name on this, but he is willing to help us because he's a generous dude. So that is fucking badass. So this is about to get way, way better for you guys. So stay with us.
Yeah, don't untune your radio.
Isn't it nice that we don't have to be on the radio, Dave? That we can just do it this way? They wouldn't hire two fuckheads like us to work on the radio. I got a horrible criminal record. and you got that nappy ass beard, you could shave your beard, but I'll always be an asshole.
Yeah, speaking about the radio, I will actually be on the radio tonight.
That's right. I was just thinking about that. I was like, God damn, Dave's got that radio thing going on too. I was going to talk about. What is that on? What is that? That's that local.
That is on up here in Traverse City, the community radio station WNMC. It's the Northwestern Michigan College radio station. It's you can find them on the interweb at WNMC.org, I believe. But it's 90.7 on the dial if you're around the 45th parallel of Michigan.
And if you know anything about anything and you're from anywhere, just like usual, they're pretty much the best radio station around because the big ones are just advertising zit cream and fucking nachos.
Yep. So yeah, 9 to 11 tonight with Gary Langley and Matthew Zarelli. And also, I will be doing comedy a couple places this weekend. If you're in the Traverse City area and you happen to be at the Microbrew and Music Festival, there will be some comedy happening in the Silent Disco tent on Friday and Saturday from 8 to 10, it looks like here. So I'll be there doing some stuff, and Saturday at 9 p.m. at Studio Anatomy, Falling Downstairs Productions. They're celebrating their 3-year anniversary of doing comedy in Traverse City, so there's going to be like 15 or 16 comics on the bill. Everyone's going to do 5 minutes. Just going to be a huge comedy poo-poo platter, so some of it's going to be super tasty and some of it's going to be a little bit more bitter. But it's going to be a wide comedy poo-poo platter for only $10. So 9 p.m. on Saturday. I probably won't see any of you there by the time this is posted, but you're dandy and swell.
Well, hopefully they will, because we'll get this posted ASAP. But that's some good shit. If no one knows what is that called, a silent fucking disco?
Silent disco.
No one knows what a silent disco is. Let me explain that, because it was kind of a new thing to me. They hand out some headphones.
Wireless.
Wireless headphones. Yeah, that is kind of key. If they were wired headphones, it'd be more like a game of. It would be like hopscotch. It might make it interesting. It'd be like dancing.
If they're wired, you'd just be sitting on your beanbag listening to your stereo.
Pretty much. You couldn't walk around.
Feet, yeah.
But the wireless headphones, you dance around to disco music, and everyone just gets to hear it in their headphones, so the cops don't get called and know that you're smoking weed. It's a way better way to party, apparently.
Yeah.
Especially now that they got Beats by Dre.
All those DJs.
He better never. You know, if he
fiddle.
ever. It'll be too easy, of course, but if he ever beats his wife, that'll be so, or his girlfriend or one of his hoes, and it makes the news, that would be great.
Yep.
Because the Beats by Dre.
Beats by Dre, full circle.
Beats by Dre, it's come full circle, and now he's finally slapped the shit out of Eminem. No, we love you, Eminem. I hope you listen to our show. I'm just fucking with you, man. I love you. I know you can take a joke.
Dre paid for his beats from his beats.
Smoke weed every day. All right, we're going to sign out. Peace, pot, and microdot.